Do you ever think to yourself, I messed up, I shouldn't have done that?
But I'm going to mess up. I don't want to be everyone's friend. That's not my goal. My goal is to repair my community, bro.
Do you think people have the wrong perception of you?
Yeah, 100%. I don't blame them.
So then you don't care then about how people think of you?
If people think that I'm a bad person because of 2 bad videos, that's nothing to do with me. You're Christian.
Yeah.
You don't have sex.
Whoa, where did we go?
This is the +44 podcast. I'm Zeze Millz.
Yeah, what's that about?
Yeah, what was that all about?
I'm Sideman. Music,
culture.
UK. This is +44 from Amazon Music.
Spin the wheel.
Who's got to spin it?
You. And then
Is
you've
it?
got to answer the question. Oh, God, Dave.
Well, on, Dave.
Darn it.
Read DMs. Yay!
Wait, what's going on?
Get them DMs open and let's see what's going on in those DMs.
Read us your last DMs.
Let's go. Oh,
This is crazy.
is it going to be anyone exciting?
It won't be exciting. The last one is a photo of this girl in bed.
Ooh,
Why has she sent you that?
Okay, with the splash.
Come on, you're alpha male.
She
You should know.
She sent a picture and it had the splash sign as well.
Yeah.
You know what that means.
Yeah.
When the girls send the drip drip sign, that means
that's
something
them
is
letting you know.
dripping.
Hopefully it's in the kitchen when she's teaching me how to cook.
Yeah, but you say you don't know how to cook.
Yeah, man, I don't know how to cook, man.
I'm surprised at that because you're a Caribbean man.
Have you been to the hood? Of course, because you're from the hood.
No,
and you're
I think-
saying you're surprised at
I don't
that.
listen. I don't agree with you with the terminology, the hood. By the way,
Sorry, darling. What should I call it?
the place you grew up. Do you really believe
The
that?
place I grew up is called the hood.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think the UK has proper hoods. If I'm being honest with you.
I mean, I disagree, but fair enough.
Sometimes I do agree with that because on the street where man are doing a madness, there'll be like a white man that goes to his job, comes back home every single day and has no idea the ends is what everybody else claims
It's
it to
called
be.
the hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Stevie Wonder came in and sat on his table, he might think it's a sofa. It doesn't make it a sofa, though, does it? It's still a
I don't
table.
know. I don't understand what you just said at all.
I'll repeat it again because you're from Birmingham. Basically, what I said was, if Stevie Wonder came in here and sat on this, he might say it's a sofa, but it's not. So that guy you're talking about in the hood, if it's the hood, it doesn't matter if he doesn't recognize it as the hood.
I hear that.
But do you think it would be the hood if now that it's gentrified? It's not really the hood anymore, is it?
It is. You got to change the people within it, not the buildings and make them look nice.
Well, that's what they're doing. They're moving out all us out and then moving in all the others, and then it's not. Then it doesn't become the hood anymore. Like, do you know what I went the other day and I
that's true.
could not
Some of it.
believe you probably because you're not from that, but Peckham. Peckham has been gentrified. Obviously, you know about Peckham. People tell you about Peckham, how Peckham was the hood back in the day. Hood, yeah, okay, maybe, fair enough.
Crazy, bro.
It's rough there. Now, I went there the other day and the gentrification that has taken place is mad. I walked along there and I could not believe it.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
There was bars, coffee shops, all this thing.
You been to the car park bar?
No.
Maya went there for Maya's birthday like 3-4 years ago. I couldn't believe it, fam. I got chased by 2 women.
Why?
I was like laughing and then they chased me down the street. I was like, rah, this ain't the hood no more, man. Like, this is crazy.
That is the hood now.
Yeah, you got chased.
Yeah, I know.
That would make it
Run man
more
down. But it was like 2 Caucasian ladies. I'm like, I mean,
It's getting hood.
it's getting crazy. Yeah, bro.
So we're here. You do loads. You wear loads of different hats, but we're here today to talk about the music side of Poet. You're in. You like to call it a group or?
You'd have to call it a group. It's more than one. It's
I
more
know,
than
but
one
I feel like
Collective.
Vibbar.
that's what I was about to say. I know some of the people in Vibbar, right? I don't think you guys will call it a group.
Yeah, because these men are
They're
like
the cool kids.
Yeah.
You guys are the cool kids. Yeah.
Even though group and collective is the same thing, they'll want to
But
call it
it's
like a collective. and
I
that.
knew it. That's what I was saying.
You're
it's not a
definitely
group.
one of them guys that would always try to find a way to say something that somebody else is saying. It's just like finding a different way to say the same thing. It's like them girls that would be named April in their Instagram, but then they'll put V instead of the A. Yeah.
Amazon are just employing anyone, innit?
Why?
Paid.
true,
At least you
bro.
got a house. It's not true. You don't even know me, cuz.
No, I feel like
You just said collective,
I did, and then you told me what that means.
so
Like,
collective don't mean group.
maybe for you, but for me, we're not a group
you're definitely
because
doing that.
I'm not like groups. Yeah, you got like.
Yeah, go on.
I don't want to be associated with like Cheryl Cole do R&B podcasts and have girls allowed. They're a group. It's a very contrived way of describing yourself. We're a collective. We're a group of friends that got together and create art in the most purest form. We're not here to like do it because the label said do something. So man ain't no group, fam. Man's a collective, and not everyone does music. Some people do bare other stuff.
Yeah, go and explain.
In all of that, you heard a difference between group and collective.
Anyway, I'm not getting involved because this is he's headstrong, you're headstrong.
Yeah.
We'll be here for the next 20 minutes.
20 minutes being, that's polite.
Yeah, I know, and I know you two will keep it. Anyway,
No, I'll stop.
so explain what the collective is, because you said people, not everyone's a musician, loads of people do different things. So explain.
So like when we got together, it's purely because like my kids obviously live in Sweden. At that point, we were going to Sweden quite a bit, and we had like a really, really strong vibe. And a lot of the music we were creating was purely off the back of interacting or speaking to Swedish individuals. So it was completely away from like London. So Vibe in Sweden is Vibbar. I spent a huge amount of time there, so I decided to name it Vibbar. And I went to a show in like Shoreditch, and Joe Baker was performing, and they were showing the utmost disrespect. The room was about as big as this, and everyone was chatting. So I got bare frustrated, and I was like, rah, like, if you're gonna come to a venue this small, you should at least, when they start performing, watch the acts. It's not like a 20,000 stadium, like it's like 100 people. If you talk, like, that's gonna knock his confidence and bare things.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, get my own money, put behind it, and make up my own event. And we done our own event called Natana Vibbar. So we got everyone, like loads of artists and photographers and loads of people that do different things, and we got them to create this one night. And it was such a success. We just took out Natanav and just kept Vibbar and just started making music, and everything we make is genuinely from the group of individuals.
One of the things that you done, Poet, aside from coming at me on a elephant in the room, when you got onto Miles that time on Filthy Fella, do you ever, when those things happen, that's what I was going to say, do you ever see things like that and think, I shouldn't have done it?
Yeah, I do think that, but you know what? I've done this job for 13 years. And if all people can say to me, Zeze Millz and Miles.
No, I'm not obviously.
No, but I'm just saying to you, like, after you imagine going, and you can find in this room, 13 years in one working department, and you have 2 bad videos. That deserve a testimonial. So I'm not embarrassed because I have more reasons to be happy. That became popular. That they used to polarize incidents, and then people will go, that's the perception of you. But the people in them comments and all of that, you're not in my community. You're not. Because if you came with me to my community, you couldn't talk to me like that.
Forget what everyone else thinks. Do you ever think to yourself, I messed up, I shouldn't have done that?
I'm going to mess up, Zeze. I'm only human, do you know what I mean? So when I do, it's like, what did I do wrong? Cool. I do self-evaluation every Sunday. Meditation for an hour, write down what I've done wrong, phone my mum, ask her how I could potentially make it better, and then push on to Monday.
Really?
So even if I didn't make a mistake within the week, I still want to know.
Every Sunday?
Every Sunday I have to.
How come you're still saying dumb sometimes then?
Because I'm just a dumb guy sometimes, man.
Every 2 weeks I'd be like, okay, makes sense why you said that thing.
But I feel like Poet has a contrarian spirit, so he's just like, his soul ain't gonna feel right if he ain't saying something that might just shake the ecosystem a little bit. Do you ever feel like that?
I don't want to be everyone's friend. That's not my goal. My goal is to repair my community, bro. In my community, when I've done youth work, people ain't got no dads. There's gang warfare. Man are getting stabbed. Man are getting shot. I can't repair everything.
Do you think people have the wrong perception of you?
Yeah, 100%. I don't blame them. Come, Baba. Hey.
Really? I mean...
I don't blame them.
So then you don't care then about how people think of you? Like legit?
Like I said, I've had 2 really bad videos in 13 years. So if people think that I'm a bad person because of 2 bad videos, that's nothing to do with me. If you come to my community, you know what I've done.
I don't necessarily think it's the 2 bad videos. I think it's like me. Some people either like me or they don't like me. They can't necessarily pinpoint what they don't. It's just like, oh, Zeze gets on my nerves. And I feel like that's a similar thing with you. Like people be like, oh, I just don't like Poet. But if you actually said, why don't you like Poet? They'll be like, I don't know, I just don't like Poet.
That to me sounds like a very troubled individual. That I don't want that person to like me. I want you to go and figure out why you don't like yourself. Yeah. Sort your life out and come back.
No, but then
half the reasons I see people have anything to say about Poet online, it's not things that are really like character defining. They'll say something like, Poet will say you can't talk about something, but then talk about it, but then don't talk about it. And like, you know, if you do an interview and you didn't ask certain questions, then they'll get onto you about that in the comments. I've seen that. But what is that really saying about a person other than you just don't like their interview style?
No,
it's a very minor things.
I'm sure people don't like me, and I'm sure they have clear justification to not like me. But what I'm saying to you is, what do you want me to do about that? I am talking to my community. Stuff that's happening in my community is bad. I'm glad I can make Filthy Fellas and have individuals from my community to come on there and make real money. I'm glad I can get people, put them in Vibbar. I'm glad I can do these things.
Now, I would like to make an application to Vibbar. I've been thinking about it. I also every now and again rap for fun. I don't know if you've ever heard, but I believe that my lyrical talent is of a certain prowess. So I would just like to put my application in. Don't answer now. Just take some time and think about it.
No.
Okay.
You're going to my mate, so no.
Who's your mate?
Doesn't matter.
So
That's my
anyway-
mate, so careful.
Okay, so my application to Vibbar has been denied, so I'm gonna have to find another collective.
You're gonna have to apologize to the mate.
No,
and
you
then
look like a
thingy.
group guy. You take Cheryl Cole's place. Your journey's lit though, because like you've come in it as a mature woman.
Don't even think about it, David. He's
Nick,
just...
don't be rude.
What you and Grime Gran are doing is inspiring.
I'm trying to create working environments that never feel like work.
But do you think that's realistic though?
Filthy Fellas doesn't feel like work and everyone's getting paid.
Your kids have got to know how they got here.
You think the stalk dropped all of us? Your parents got it cracking.
Stream the +44 playlist on Amazon Music or ask Alexa, play the +44 podcast. Play the +44 podcast.